Hey, what's up? This is Aunt Bessie here. Certain things in life are inevitable. Death, taxes, Antwon doing a summer techwear video, and this year is no exception. But I want the focus this time not to be on particular looks or pieces, but instead just a big showcase of a whole bunch of different summer appropriate outfits and variations. I want this to be a better source of summer inspiration than any of the videos before, because I know people are going to be itching to get out there and throw some cool fits like a beautiful techwear butterfly emerging from a lockdown chrysalis. So I'm going to keep all the outfits over that side. I'm going to be on this side doing a little bit of a, commentary, talk through, reaction, I suppose, to use that very YouTubery word. But anyway, we're going to do exactly that, so let's do it. So very first one, we've got a Uniqlo U Airism tee, we've got acronym P30ADS, and we've got the acronym Prestos on feet. I wanted to use the colourful Prestos just because, hey, it's summertime, we need a little bit more colour going in on what otherwise would be a pretty plain all black fit. The Uniqlo UT I'm a fan of so far. It's kind of stretchy, feels nice. It's like nylon on the inside and cotton on the outside, so there's like that different material thing going on. I sized up on what is already a pretty oversized t-shirt, and that helps keep that balance a little bit better between the big P30s and the stuff that's on the top half. But despite the P30 being pretty big pants, I think this is still a fairly lightweight outfit, so nice and summer appropriate, but still, of course, using majority acronym products, it's still very technical looking, I suppose. You could jazz this up if you wanted to with a couple of different accessories, so you could use, for example, the Aoku Tiger Shard camo bag that I've got here. It's a little bit more jazzy than your plain black bag, so hey, maybe more appropriate for summer on that basis. Or if you wanted to take a more tactical approach, I've got the Hamkus holster here. I think this is a really cool piece, so this is going to be showing up in a couple of different outfits. I think it's going to be a really good way of, in warmer months, to add that very obvious tactical or military reference to something without having to lug around a massive bag or going too overboard and wearing plate carriers or stuff like that. I think it's just about that right level where it's kind of acceptable, but I think it still looks cool. Good thing about the P30 ADS, of course, the cuffs at the bottom are removable, so if things heat up a little bit, you could go for another variation on this outfit, lose the shoes, swap to something a little bit more lightweight, get those cuffs off, and then you're feeling even breezier. So repping the Teva sandals here, I got these maybe 3 years ago and they've been something of a perennial favorite since then. Pretty much get these out every summer. I've got two different ones in two different colors. And if you wanted to mix things up further from here and really go for that lightweight kind of flowy look, you could get the Outlier hat, which I've got here, and the ASOS Naragi that I've worn in a bunch of different things. This has not been available for years, unfortunately, and I've yet to find a kind of cool alternative to this. But yeah, it's fairly lightweight, it's a nice stretchy material, it's very comfy, so maybe if things are a little bit cooler, because, two black layers might get a little bit hot in midsummer, but it's just another alternative. And to be honest, the hat is super fun to wear, so I always look for cool excuses to work it into outfits. Another Uniqlo t-shirt that I got, which I'm quite happy with, is this Blade Runner 2049 one from their sci-fi collection. This was my favorite graphic out of all of them, and I thought the film was pretty good, so I wanted to work this into a bit of a futuristic streetwear kind of outfit with the Balenciaga sunglasses that have got that really nice color matching thing going on with the t-shirt graphic, and I wanted to pick the rest of the outfit bits being kind of futuristic as well. So the Oakley Samuel Ross track pants and the A Cold Wall Vomeros. I think they kind of work here. I would maybe like a little bit more contrast, maybe if those pants were a slightly darker color. But apart from that, I think it's kind of got the right idea of a futuristic take on what would otherwise be a fairly regular, fairly normal looking outfit. I'd say overall this is pretty summer appropriate. The track pants are fairly lightweight and they've got this mesh netting on the inside which helps keep the material away from your skin, although it's not exactly the most breathable fabric, so I definitely wouldn't want to wear this in like the absolute heat of summer. But hey, if it's t-shirt weather, you can still wear a t-shirt, you're not going to run into any problems. And I really need to wear those Vomeros more because over time, I've grown to like them more and more, but it's just one of those things where I find it a little bit difficult to work them into different outfits. This summer I'm going to wear them more, guaranteed. I did try this on with the burgundy track pants as well. I'm not quite sure if it works, to be honest. I feel like the colors may be a little bit off. With a different t-shirt though, this kind of thing would work quite nicely. So, hey, it's the all burgundy tracksuit thing. I kind of like this. It seems a bit kind of weird to wear things that are matching like this, especially with the Vomeros, which also have that little bit of red on them. So the whole thing very much feels like, it does feel a bit like I'm wearing a tracksuit, but like a fairly comfortable version of one. This is not really the sort of thing I would usually wear, but I quite like it anyway. I do really like that burgundy color, and combined with the white shoes, it's a little bit less of a harsh contrast than black and white, and having a little bit of color just kind of helps with a more carefree, a more summery look. But I do appreciate the color matching thing is probably not going to be to everyone's taste. All right, next up, this is a variation of an outfit that I talked about in last year's summer techwear video. So I've swapped out the Orbit Gear backpack with the Hamkus holster. I think it looks a bit more technical and it's more lightweight as well. I've also gone for the Salomon Speedcross sneakers. More performance ready, I think, but using the same Gorilla Grip shorts, which have a very obviously technical look, and I like that black and blue, and the Valence frame tee, which I think aesthetically works really nicely with the shorts, even though it's a bit of an unconventional combination, mixing Valence and Gorilla Grip. And the Outlier Supermarine hat just kind of finishes the job for I'm going out in the sun and doing some activities kind of look. But there are certainly ways you can mix things up. You could change back to the aforementioned Orbit Gear backpack if you wanted to, or something like this Saint Sis holster, which is certainly less tactical looking than the Hamkus holster. It's a little bit sleeker, it's a bit more refined, and also has a bigger carrying capacity as well. So if you do actually need to carry, you know, trail map, something like that, keep it nice and handy in there. Because the pockets on the Gorilla Grip shorts, although numerous, are not actually that big. So the holster definitely adds a much needed single big place to put stuff. Or a backpack, obviously. It goes without saying, of course, all the accessories and outfits like this, you can swap these out with things of your preference. You don't have to use them if you don't want to. My hair does not suit hats that well right now because it just poofs out the side. Still waiting on that haircut. So there's loads of options there. Anyway, let's move on to another outfit. All right, it's Hamkus time. There was no way I was going to put out a summer techwear video without including this stuff. We've got the Desert Boonie, the dyed version, and the reinforced Sprinter shorts here. And in this particular outfit, first, I've got a Uniqlo U t-shirt. Promise this isn't a Uniqlo sponsored video. I just happened to buy a bunch of t-shirts recently. And I've also got the white Teva sandals. These are looking better now I've gone for a couple of walks in these. They're looking a little bit less pure white. I think the dirtier a white shoe like that is, the nicer it's gonna look with those cold dyed green things from Hamkus. The t-shirt is maybe a tiny bit bluer than I'd like, but I think it still works. And of course you could use a white t-shirt as I used in the original video when I showed off this stuff. But it's as I said in the Hamkus video, really, I think pairing this with a relatively plain t-shirt helps to subdue those weirder and crazier Hamkus pieces a little bit, making them feel a little bit more casual and a bit easier to wear. The downside, of course, is by using a kind of oversized t-shirt like that, you don't get to see the full majesty of the Sprinter shorts that have these cool pocket flaps that come up real high. I'm not really sure what to do about that, to be honest, unless you're wearing something that's like totally open at the front. I think it's almost inevitable that those are going to get hidden a little bit, but yeah, I'm gonna try and brainstorm a cool way of showing those off more in an outfit. Sticking with the green theme, I've gone here for a Valence frame tee and the Antwon Leve Orion cargos in Etterproof Earth. I think tucking in the t-shirt here with the shades is kind of a little bit imposing and has a little bit of a military look without being tactical. You know, we're not really using any buckles and pockets and straps and things like that. It's, I don't know, it's just done with the colors, it's done with the overall fit of things, and I think it works fairly nicely. The Bambas I've got on feet are a little bit of a contrast to that, I think, and they definitely do kind of stick out. The eye is drawn to them a little bit because of the similarity of the top and the bottom, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, and if you got some Bambas, you got to show them off, right? I think this is a good example though that you can create an interesting looking outfit, and certainly something that looks technical and futuristic with very, very few items. This is not over accessorized at all. It's literally just t-shirt, belt, pants, shoes, and sunglasses, I guess. And that's really all you need, and stripping things back like that, I think, is a good way to pull off something that looks a lot more effortless. That said, of course, you could use the same kinds of accessories that we featured in other outfits in this video. You could chuck on the Hamkus holster, very much more military looking aesthetic. You could use, I don't know, the Outlier hat, the Supermarine hat, giving a much more, I don't know how to describe it, like army guy off-duty kind of vibe. And if you're not really feeling the Bambas, if you do think that they're a little bit out of place, or you would want something that is more kind of performance focused, then you could switch these out for a similar pair of black shoes. So switching these out for the Salomon Speedcross, for example, you're doing similar work in terms of looks, but it's a little bit more subdued, and I'd be much more willing to go out on a muddy trail in the Speedcross than I would in the Bambas. There is a potential risk with that of it looking a little bit too army uniform. I think the Bambas do a good job of making it look more fashion centric and making it look very obviously obviously not a piece of kind of army gear, but your mileage may vary if you choose to pursue this kind of look. You could even do this kind of thing with a different color, like blue, for example, and that would look really cool and definitely lose that military reference if that's not really something you are so keen on. Sometimes you might want to look a little bit more presentable, smarten yourself up a bit. So this reminds me of, this is something that you might wear on like a summer barbecue or a garden party or something like that, where you don't necessarily need to look like you're conducting some kind of covert operation, but nonetheless, the Outlier Futureworks, these are A, extremely comfortable, and B, they have some water resistance built into these as well. So you accidentally spill your beer at the garden party, don't worry, that stuff's gonna roll right off. Also, the slim fit of these I think is relatively flattering on me, and the COS t-shirt also is a little bit slim, so it's just got that nice kind of classically well-fitting kind of outfit that's just super simple, not gonna attract too much attention, but just looks kind of nice. I'm wearing some white COS leather shoes as well. These were something like £80, so they're way cheaper than the extremely similar Common Project Achilles, but if you want a ball, then you could go for the Common Project if you wanted to. You could of course go for a white t-shirt as well, although in this clip it's like too white, so I don't even know if you're going to be able to see this properly, but yeah, white t-shirt, white sneakers, blue pants. Of course, it's a very classic combo and less of a harsh contrast than wearing black. This has effortless summer look written all over it. It's a little bit hashtag menswear, a bit male fashion advice. Maybe it's a bit too basic looking for some of you guys, but sometimes the situation demands an outfit that's more like this, I think. If you're not feeling that and you're thinking, I just want to dress like a ninja, but I don't want to get really hot, then I've got a bit of a treat for you, because this is probably the closest thing in summer months that you are going to come to doing the tech ninja tactical kind of thing. Oakley Samuel Ross t-shirt, it's got a zip on it, it's got a pocket on it. How useful are those? We don't really know, but it certainly looks a lot more tactical than your regular cotton t-shirt. Paired up with a Hamkus holster, of course, immediately very kind of, yeah, I mean, dare we say hashtag techwear vibes. The MS2, of course, the cargos of choice for this kind of look, and the acronym Prestos as well. They just, I mean, they say Tech Ninja, don't they, more than pretty much any other shoe out there. So all of these things combined, it does have that very, very obviously, this is hashtag techwear, this is, you know, the cyber ninja kind of thing. And this is going to be another thing that divides the room, of course, because for some it's going to look too costumey, too over the top, whereas for others this might be exactly what they want. And I do think that something like this, yes, it does have the same kind of look as some of those hashtag techwear outfits. We're not actually doing anything that is too costumey and too stupid. You know, we're not wearing knee pads, we're not wrapping chains around ourselves. Everything does kind of have a bit of a point to it. Even the little holster, yeah, of course it can't carry that much, but it's not actively getting in the way like a lot of the kind of knee pads and chains type things would do. So this is really as far as I would be prepared to go in that kind of direction. But I think it's a good example of doing this kind of look in a summer appropriate way, and I think having it work. And if you wanted a less tactical and easier to wear implementation of this kind of style, well, simply switch out the t-shirt, get rid of that holster, and something like this, a Stone Island Shadow Project graphic tee, I think is pretty effortless and still works pretty well with the style. You could just rock a plain black t-shirt if you wanted to, or any color, I suppose, really. But I think this t-shirt in particular is a great example because the graphic, especially on the back, is so kind of bold and it stands out so much that it's doing a lot of work in this outfit and making things still look pretty interesting, even though we've lost a lot of those very kind of visually stimulating details from the last outfit. Looking back at those outfits though did make me think, and something that I mentioned earlier in the video, all black is not exactly very summery, so why not go for a kind of all blue instead, in that it has a similar kind of look, but it's just a little bit softer. So I've gone for the Outlier Raymilust tee and the acronym P23 in the industrial micro twill. The lightweight and open structure of the t-shirt, the cuff detailing on the pants that keeps the main length of them a little bit shorter than a full length thing, combining that with the sandals, I think together it looks pretty effortless, I think, and it's very lightweight as well. And thanks to those blue tones, just keeps things a little bit softer. I kind of wish that acronym would do more stuff in this color actually, because I think for summer appropriate stuff, it actually works really well. And I would like to see more people doing this kind of not quite black, but very similar palette kind of thing, because I think it works fairly well. These Raymilust tees I've talked about before, but I'll say it again that these for summer months and warm weather are extremely comfortable. They have a very airy structure, so they let a lot of kind of cool air through them. They feel cold to the touch as well, being made of that natural fiber, which is kind of similar to linen, but a little bit different. So they don't get sweaty and smelly super quickly. So for really, really warm weather when you still have to wear a t-shirt, these outlier t-shirts are the ones that I would choose, probably above everything else. Certainly better than cotton. And that pretty much does it for me in terms of some of the new outfits that I plan on wearing this summer. This of course is not necessarily extensive, and I think some of the things from older videos are still going to be relevant, but all of the things that are in here are including pieces that I've picked up over the last year. So it's all stuff that I wouldn't have been able to do a year ago. But some of the outfits, for example, last year with those Y3 shorts, those are definitely still going to be relevant, and I definitely plan on wearing those and the Gorilla Group tank together, because that again is just a super comfy, really breezy feeling combination, and it's just feels good to wear. So anyway, I hope you found some of these ideas useful, and if you haven't seen some of the older summer techwear videos, then definitely go back and check those out as well, because they've got some more ideas, and some of them feature outfits from different people in the community as well if you want some further inspiration. But that is quite enough of me. So let me know if you've got a particular favorite, something that stood out to you in this kind of thing. Is there a particular style this summer that you are chasing? Or maybe you hate all of this stuff and you want to do something totally different, in which case that is totally fine as well. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video and if you liked at least one thing that was on display here, then please do give it a like, because it is super appreciated as always. And thank you so much for watching the video, and we will catch you next week with another one. Thank you so much to those of you who last week left some of your thoughts and your little mini reviews on some of the favorite things that you've ever bought. I'm sure that's going to be super valuable for people that are interested in picking up some new techwear stuff. So shout out to Lincoln talking about the Hyper Shield Nike jacket, which you said was actually a golf jacket, but nonetheless really likes. And shout out to Will R, thank you so much for your nice comment, and also picking up the Cold Wool Vomeros, same as myself. Well, it sounds like you've worn them much more than I have. Shout out to Reese, super glad you like the Daybreaks. Shout out to Johnny as well. Well, I've talked a little bit about the Hamkus holster in this video, but I'm definitely going to do some more content on that. In fact, potentially even a dedicated like how to style holsters or side bags or this kind of thing video. So if that's of interest to anyone, then definitely let me know, and I will do exactly that. Anyway, thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of the video. If you want to catch some more stuff, I don't know why I keep slapping my hands together in front of the mic, it's probably quite annoying, but if you want to see some more, there's going to be videos going up at the top. I'll probably put the older summer ones there if you want to check those out. And if you haven't subscribed yet, then you should hit the button, because we've got more content coming out every single week. And I don't know what it's going to be yet, but we're going to do some cool stuff. So yeah, stick around, join the family. We just love to have you, so see you around.